hey, you want it, go get it. You want it, go get it.
All right, I'm back. I got the batteries. I'm on my way to the Calvert Marine Museum to do these makeup shots. Forgot my hat again. I wanted to grab that daggone it because I need a cut. Your boy need a cut. I need a cut. Probably gonna head shave tonight. Warren did his thing last week, but now the hair done grew. All right, so I wanted to also piggyback on what I said about all the stuff going on and whatnot. You know, it reminds me of my papa. I call him my papa. He's my dad's dad, my grandfather. I had an opportunity. He always said you got to take the bitter with the sweet, you know, and he always had a great way of simplifying life lessons, and that was one of his favorite quotes. You got to take the bitter with the sweet. If you're gonna do something, people, you need to put it out there so people see it. You know, you just keep on doing stuff and keeping it to yourself. Ain't nobody gonna ever know about nothing. Like, you know, it might sound country and all this, but it makes sense like a mug, don't it? But yeah, you got to take the bitter with the sweet. You know, all these things. That one day I will be at the point where I can just write a script and hand it off to somebody and then show up on set and direct it. That's what I'm working towards. I just want to be able to write and then show up on set and direct. I'll have somebody handling casting. I'll have somebody handling location scouting. I'll have somebody handling all that other stuff, equipment and all this other stuff, you know. But for right now, I ain't at that point yet. You know what I mean? I'm not at that point yet, and I'm be honest with you, I'm grateful that I'm not at that point, because what's gonna happen is when it comes time for me to hire people, I'm gonna know what I'm talking about in the interview process. I'm gonna know if these people are able to do the job sufficiently, you know. So that's what I'm working towards, y'all. And I see that. That's in the vision. That's all in the vision. The reason I'm able to say it so confidently is because it's all in the vision. But what I was gonna say was I had a 2-hour conversation with my grandfather, with my papa, before he passed, and it was just me and him in the room by ourselves. He was on a breathing machine before he passed, and I'm telling you, like, those 2 hours. How ironic is it that as busy as I am and as busy as he is, he owned 6 houses and 10 trailers. Very, very busy man. You know, married, kids, grandkids, the whole nine. Neither one of us were interrupted. Nobody's phone went off for an entire 2 hours, and him and I were just able to sit there and talk. And I could just pick his brain about everything that I wanted to. And I can't share everything that he shared with me, but I could tell you, when you talk to somebody, and then 2 weeks later he passed. So, like, when you're able to talk to somebody who has seen everything come full circle, the wisdom and the insight that he gave me, the calmness that he gave me to just relax and keep doing what I'm doing. He said, you can't, you know, I remember him telling me, you ain't gonna be able to see everything right now. You can't see everything right now. He said, but trust me, you're doing the right thing, Shelton. Just keep it going. Just don't, he said, if you stop, it ain't gonna come full circle. You gotta keep going. Like, man, I'm telling you, that 2 hour conversation, and we talked about a lot of other things. We talked about marriage, we talked about my wife, talked about his marriage, talked about the whole night. Like, but that, people wanna know where that just gave me so much more confidence in what I was trying to accomplish. And at that time, the goal was, you know, I put out the first movie, and then I wanted to just get good at this filmmaking stuff, and I was still trying to learn the business and whatnot. It was a lot of stuff. I come a lot further since then from not giving up. So I just wanted to share that with y'all, which also leads me into talking about my grandmother. Last month, she's 81 years old. Last month, I was able to take her to Miami. She'd never been on an airplane before. I was going to take her to the Kentucky Derby because she lives down south. She loves to wear those big hats, the church and stuff. So I was like, Kentucky Derby, she fit right in. But she had to have hip surgery, and so we had to postpone it to her 81st birthday. And then, you know, my wife graduating with her doctorates on May 4th, which is the day of the Kentucky Derby. So what I had to do was pick another event, and so I chose Miami, and she went to go see her, and I took her to see her favorite comedian, George Wallace. So we had a great time at the show down in Ventura, Florida. It was great. Good time. And her first time seeing Miami, I took her to South Beach, and she said, Lord, ain't nobody got no clothes on down here. They might as well be naked. We saw Millionaires Row. It was a great time. My grandma Maggie is also a supporter of mine. I didn't know she read all my books, but she told me she did. She had read all my books. There's another person who read all my books. She read all my books. She just continued to support me and just encourage me. And her and I'll talk, and every now and again I'll drive down there to have breakfast with her. And she just, her first flight, she was squeezing my hand so tight. But I was glad to be able to take her on that first flight, have her have that experience. It was a great time. She means a lot to me. And she doesn't hold back. I love her honesty. I love how blatant, how blunt she is about things. When you tell her something, she don't filter. She's no filter, and she gonna tell you exactly what she thinking. And she has so much clarity. And like my papa, she has so much clarity on life as well. Not from a business standpoint per se, but more so from a characteristic. She understands people very well. She's very knowledgeable. It's giving me a lot of great insight. And then I'm talking about them. I might as well go ahead and talk about my dad and my brother. My brother is the first movie would have never been made without my brother. Let me say that. Thankful for My Family would have never been made without my brother. I literally wanted to walk off set because I was so stressed in that first movie, which actually led to me making this vlog, documentary, whatever you want to call it, that I'm doing now, because I was like, people need to see what you got to go through to make a movie. Now, this time around, this might seem crazy, but this time around is actually slightly easier than the first time around to me, because I know more about what I'm doing. I went into it blindly last time, and I had to trust people to do the right thing, and they did. Fortunately, they did do the right thing. I wasn't upset about the outcome of the film. However, there was a lot that I didn't know, and it was worrying me, and I was so stressed. People asking me questions, and I was like, I don't know, man. Go ask somebody else. I wanted to just say that so bad, but I didn't realize what my responsibilities were, and I didn't even realize what I didn't know. You ever hear somebody say that you don't even know what you don't know? And that's where I was with that first film. But my brother just encouraged me, Shelton, man, you got to push through it, man. Go on, Shelton, you finish this, man. I'm telling you, it's better on the other side, man. Like, and I'm glad I did finish it. And I'm glad I listened to him. So for my brother, I always thank him for that. And like I told y'all already, me and him always talking business and marketing, and we always talking about stuff like that. Along with cracking jokes, me and him can be 100% unfiltered with one another. And I'm telling you, as you get older, there's fewer and fewer people who you can be 100% blatant honest with, and my brother is fortunately still on that list, and I don't think he'll ever be off that list, just because the relationship that him and I have on each other, and have the relationship him and I have with each other, I should say. Then the last time I talk about my dad. I still say yes sir, no sir. I don't curse around my dad. Let me say that. But my dad has become more of a friend in recent years. I'm 37. I say probably since the age of probably like 25, when he started looking at me as a man. And and one day he was standing on my back deck. He came to visit one night, and he told me, he said, Shelton, I'm proud of you. You became a man now. And I was 25 or 26 when he said that to me. And him and I were on the back deck, and I cried. Because it's like, as a young man, you're always trying to prove that, hey, Dad, I got this. You did a good job raising me. I got it. Watch this. I'm good. And him saying that to me, it gave me that that nod of like, hey, you all right, Sheldon. You good. You're doing it. And I appreciate him for that. And I love my dad. And I know there's a lot of people out there who don't have their fathers. And I gotta always say, and it's unfortunate a lot of people don't have their fathers, but I gotta say, I'm so fortunate to have both my parents, and that they did stay together throughout my development years. I really appreciate that. Well into my adulthood, I just appreciate that so much. And I tell my mom and our dad that, and I'm a fan of, I'm team stay married for the kids for sure. My dad, I cried. He beat cancer. The night, a lot of people might remember the night of the premiere that I did in Norfolk, but I sold out the oh man, I forgot the name of the theater now, but there's a theater in Norfolk that I sold out for the premiere of Thankful for My Family. And I was up there on the stage crying when it came to my dad. My mom was upset because I didn't cry about her, but you know, the relationship that I have with my dad is different. And then that night, the real reason for the tears was that night I also found out that my dad had cancer. And when I found that out, and then I was up there talking about him, when I started talking about him, I just started tearing up before I could even really start saying anything of substance about him. He ended up beating the cancer though. He beat the cancer, and now he's doing well. He's retired. So I'm happy for my dad very much in many ways. And again, I'm happy to have him in my life. And he ain't read none of my books either, let me say that. But he has purchased all my books, and he does tell everybody else to read my books, and he tells them how good my books are, even though he ain't read them. But that's how he rolls. That is what it is, you know. Hey, boy, read my son's book, bro. I'm telling you, he good. He'll say it with so much confidence, and he ain't read a page. Oh, man. I love my dad, though. Anyway, I'm getting close, so till next time, y'all. All right, y'all. So I just came back from doing the makeup shots with Shane Copeland, excellent actor, great family. Y'all probably saw the picture. I'm gonna put the picture up for y'all to see. It was a great time. So I'm so grateful for them for doing that. I don't have any gas in my truck. I gotta stop and get some gas. I ain't gonna make it to work. I'm gonna end up going to work because I can't go get the taxis, like I said. Gotta call the tax lady, let her know that I'll be there Monday somehow. Now, I don't know how I'm gonna get there Monday. My wife might have to run them up because we were supposed to do it today, and so whatever. I was supposed to run them up today, but she ain't got her stuff ready, like I told you already. So, yeah, doing our thing, man, doing my thing. And yeah, I left my table at the thing, so I had to run back to the Calvary Marine Museum for that. Those people are so grateful again for them allowing me to film there, and being flexible. I appreciate that. So, yeah, going to work, and that's it. Till next time. So there's something else I wanted to share. Side note, y'all probably noticed I got my hat. So, you know, I stopped back home and dropped off the stuff and grabbed my hat. But my coworkers gonna be looking at me like I'm crazy because I got shorts on. I never wear shorts to work. But anyway, focusing. A conversation that I had with Shane, the 10-year-old actor who you guys will see in the movie. He asked me about being put in future projects or whatnot. I said absolutely. He was a pleasure to have on set, comes from a great family and whatnot. And y'all will see that I like to reuse actors, especially when I know they bring a lot to the table and they're good, and they're good actors and good people. You know, and I was like, that's what you know, you see a lot of people do. Tyler Perry, a lot of those guys, that's what they do. But I mentioned something to him. I was like, you know, if you really want to get into this acting thing, man, and you really want to be a part of future more projects, dude, you should get into writing. And I told this, yes, to a 10-year-old. I've told many adult actors too, same thing. Write your own stuff. That's the only way you can guarantee that you'll be casted and in it. You know, and portrayed the way that you want to be portrayed as an actor. You won't be typecasted because you writing the script, you know. I said, man, learn how to write. I said, that's what Marlon Wayans does it, Tyler Perry does it, Ice Cube does it. Sylvester Stallone helped write Rocky. I mean, all this stuff, man. I was like, look, dude, I'm telling you, write. If you're a director out there and you're like, oh, I'm just a director, because a lot of people just love being on set. I just want to be on set. I just love being on set. Let me get on set. Okay, cool. But you know what? You'll be on set a whole lot more often if you write your own stuff. And that's what I do. I ain't waiting for no opportunity for somebody to, you know, hire me as a director to think that, oh, my skills as a director is good enough for them finally, so now I'm hired as a director. No, man. Write your own stuff, man. Write your stuff, make your stuff. You know what I mean? His mom was like, wow, when I told her I had to get running and go to work, she was like, wow, you have a full-time job too? Yes, absolutely. I have a full-time job, I have a full-time family, and I write for 4 hours a day and make my own stuff. Yes. The lady in the comment section looking at me like I'm crazy, think I'm talking to myself. That's funny. Anyway, but yeah. And I'm gonna say it to any actor out there, aspiring actor, aspiring director, anybody looking to be in entertainment, whatever, write your own stuff. Make your own stuff. Be your own producer. You ain't gotta have no Netflix approved cameras and all equipment, all this mess with that. You can do it from a cell phone. You got YouTube, man. I'm telling you, I'm telling you, you post enough, you can put it out there enough, you be consistent enough, people will watch, people take notice what you're doing, you know, for real, they will. I'm about to be doing the same thing. I'm no exception. I ain't no exception to the rule. Nobody's an exception to the rule. Unless you already were established before, you know, social media, YouTube era, whatnot. But hey, take your cell phone. High schoolers, middle schoolers, like I said, 10-year-old, elementary schoolers, you want to make a movie, take your cell phone. Ask your mama, can you borrow your cell phone? I want to make some movie with my friends. Cast your friends. Write it up like, hey, y'all, these y'all lines. That's what we're going to do. We're gonna film this joint. We're going to post it on YouTube. I'm trying to make movies now. Hey, they'll support you. I'm telling you. They'll rock with you. They will. All right.